Hey guys, me Dave. Thanks for the comments. Uh, you guys are concerned about me. It's not getting any better. It's I don't know. I've been laying here. I guess 21 days now. I will go to the hospital. I don't know if I'm going to go next week. Like I said before, they let me go. I got to figure out a way home. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I got to apply for Medicaid, state Medicaid, so I can get medical transportation. Like I said before. Short video. My phone's at 19%, so I'm just gonna make this real short. It's my birthday, you guys. I'm 51, and I'm laying here on my birthday. Can't do nothing. My relative, she works tonight until 6, so tomorrow we were gonna order, get some food. I just said like Arby's or something cheap. Get some food or smelt. Actually, smelting season up here on Lake Superior, so we got smelt. But I called a couple places, they didn't have it yet. So smelt was what I was gonna get tomorrow for my birthday. My birthday meal. But nobody had any yet. So my relative was coming home from work last night. She got off work, she went to Costco, got some stuff, and she was on her way home. We're in Minnesota, hilly. We got big hills and, all that stuff. She's coming down the hill and her brakes went out. I'm guessing it's her master cylinder. She did get the truck slowed down the hill and off on a side street. So she called and said, she called me and she's like, well, I tried calling Carol, my sister, and I can't get a hold of her and stuff. So I said, well, I'll text Carol and see if I can get a hold of her. Her kids were up and all that stuff. They were going out for dinner, so she didn't respond. So I said, well, you're going to have to call a tow truck and see if he'll bring you home and take the truck up to the shop, And probably her master cylinder, my master cylinder, I have four-wheel disc brakes. And when your master cylinder goes out, it's not like the old style where you have drum brakes. You can't stop at all. Even if it goes out, you should be able to stop a little bit, So she was able to go on the side street. Tow truck came. She called her friend, brought her home. Sorry, I don't have a shirt on because I was laying down and I got super hot for some reason. And we don't even have the heat on. It's like 49 out or something. And so I took my sweatshirt off because I was just roasting. I just haven't put it back on yet. It's about 5:30 right now, 5:30 p.m. So that's what happened there. So nobody has a car. I have a truck. I said, well, you can use my truck. You'll have to have somebody come and help you jump it. But you can use my truck, which the tabs expire this month. So, so technically you have till June 10th to get tabs. But my battery's dead. It's been sitting all winter, so the battery's going to be dead. I can't get up and walk out there and jump it and, and all that stuff. I don't have, my sister would have to come down and jump it with her vehicle. But I told her, I said, you can use my truck, if you want to throw insurance on it and, use it for a second vehicle or use my truck and try to sell your truck. She went to the car lot. They told her they'd give her $2,000 for it. She owes like $7,000 on this truck, and they told her they'd give her $2,000 for it. Yeah, and then they'll sell it for $10,000. You know what I mean? Just a ripoff. So I don't know what she's gonna do, but anyway, enough about that. Targeting, still the same crap. I'm kind of eating sandwiches. The grocery store has a super good deli. They've been making barbecued ribs. I don't know if they're real barbecue, but they kind of taste smoked a little bit. I don't know if it's just a barbecue sauce or what, but they're good. and they're cheap. They're only like $5, and cheap sandwiches, and they got fake crab salads and potato salad. And so I'm eating that kind of crap, which is a little more expensive because it's kind of like eating out. But I can't, I can't even go downstairs and grab a cup of coffee or do anything. Take my dogs out, nothing. So, here's a little good news. Okay, I know a lot of people don't believe this is going to end. I believe it's going to end fairly quickly. I've been paying attention to the press conferences. There's a couple reporters kind of asking about deporting U.S. citizens, which means I think it's these guys. That's what I think. They're being real quiet about it, but they're saying yes to make our neighborhood safe. You know what I mean? So I think they're talking about these guys. I think Tom Homan and all this stuff, they're gonna. You thought the deportation program before was supposed to be huge. Now they're saying it's going to be the biggest deportation, and hopefully these guys are going to be out of here too. Probably starting tomorrow. The biggest roundup in American history. Even, more than before. They're trying to hire on more people and all stuff. They got DEA, FBI. They're going to be using local police. And stuff. So, and technically, U.S. Like city police, state police don't have the authority to deport anybody. Well, they're not deporting illegals. They're deporting U.S. citizens that are hurting us. That's what I think is going to happen. I think it's going to happen fairly quickly. I think we're all being hurt. Hopefully, this is really happening, you guys. This really is going to stop. It really is. This is no BS. I have a hard time believing it. I don't think the perps realize what's going on. I don't think they believe it. They're torturing the hell out of all of us. Here's what I think is going to happen. And I think, I've been right so far. I've been saying it for months. And I've been right. They gave the executive order last Monday to get U.S. citizens, these criminals, out of our country. Okay, now they did that for legal reasons to save their ass so they don't get in trouble or accused of anything. So it sounds like tomorrow, next week, there's going to be massive operation to get hopefully these people the hell out of here pretty soon. Might not happen overnight, but I think it's going to happen fairly soon. And I think they're going to go after the TIs that are being hurt the most first. That's what I think. I can't walk. Brian too. I'll you guys are being hurt to hell and all this stuff. At least you can walk. You have a little bit of freedom. You can drive and stuff. I can't do anything. They made me lose my driver's license because I can't. What am I going to do? Go up there in a wheelchair and try to renew my driver's license? It'll be like, well, does anything affect you from driving? Well, technically, yeah, because I can't walk. So, more good news. I think that's what's going to happen. I think they're going to round these people up and get rid of them. Marco Rubio said they're talking to other countries, other prisons, to put whoever in, whether it's these people, the worst of the worst of the illegals, whatever. They're going to put them in prison. You know, you know, and stuff. So that's what they're going to do. More good news. Trump made an announcement that they're going to fire 1,200 CIA people coming up here, probably in the next week or whatever, few days, whatever. The director of the CIA was on the news. I seen a clip. I kind of thought he was a puppet, but he really isn't a puppet. It sounds like, with this Russian collusion and Joe Biden's laptop, and it sounds like the CIA had a lot involved with 50 agents. So hopefully they're all going to get fired. And stuff. So there's lots of good things happening. It's taking time, but I think it's going to move pretty quickly here. We got the FBI downtown. All you have to do is round them up with the local police and take their weapons away and put them on a plane. We got an airport right up the hill. So put them on a plane, get them the hell out of here, for good. So this never happens again. So they will make sure this doesn't happen again. Lots of stuff going on behind the scenes, you guys. I guarantee it's going to stop and we're going to be free. Another thing that I think is going to happen, if this stops, will we get a visit from the FBI? I don't know. I thought about it. Are they going to visit us? Or are they just going to... Is it just going to stop type of thing? The thing I thought about was... And I looked it up, and they can do this, is that if this does stop, they can put a gag order on all the victims. So they can't talk about this, they can't make videos, stuff like that. So that could happen. I mean, hopefully they'll give us some compensation. And put a gag order on us so we can't talk about this, make videos, nothing. And kind of move on with our lives, which is hard because it's trauma. I guess if we wanted counseling or something, we'd probably have to do that on our own or whatever. So, but I don't know. I think that's roughly what's going to happen. And I think it's going to happen fairly quickly because we're hurting and all stuff. So I'm going to cut this off. I will. My phone's dying. I'll talk to you guys later.